This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Mike Murphy.
Thank you, Charlie. Yes, I am Mike Murphy, host of the Good Neighbor Podcast here in Northern Kentucky, specifically Union, Kentucky. We talk to local business owners and influencers so that you can get to know them as real people, human beings. And the human being I have in the studio today is a local guy that I met, it's been probably a couple years ago. He's done some work for me, landscape work. His name is Xavier Owens, and he owns a company called American Spirit Lawn and Landscape. So without further ado, Xavier, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, Mike, I appreciate it. It's really a pleasure to be on here, and really blessed to be able to be around great people like you and be a part of something like this. It's pretty sweet. I love the vision. So,
yeah, the pleasure's all mine, man. I've been impressed with you, by you, the good work you do, the young man that you are, and the professional that you have become and are becoming. We're all a work in progress, as you know. And your business, as young as it is, has a lot of growth ahead of it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Talk a little bit about you, how you got into the business, and where you're headed. So let's talk about that. How did you get involved in lawn and landscape?
Yeah. So I'm 19 years old. And so I started getting into the lawn care side of it when I was about 12, 13 years old, with a friend, kind of just cutting grass in the neighborhood, utilizing HOA pages on Facebook and working kind of learning my marketing through that, doing door-to-door sales as many people would start their entrepreneurial journey. And we were pretty successful with it. We had a pretty good clientele, but the following year, my friend didn't really want to cut grass anymore. And I loved it. I love being outside. I love working. I love the different relationships I was forming with different people and customer relations, really. And so I just went from there. During COVID, I really was strived big time in terms of getting clientele and forming good customer relations with people. My business really took off during COVID. I was, I say business, but I was kind of doing it on my own. I was like 15 years old, I think, at the time, doing a lot of grass stuff, and then starting to get into mulch and different maintenance items and stuff like that. But, I really was interested. I had a mentor who's helped me along the way. His name's Scott Good. And he was a landscaper, and he was also my baseball coach. So I remember when we were playing baseball, he was always talking about that and how much work there is out there. And so he was kind of somebody who really helped guide me in a few things that I did to be able to get more clientele and have a good image out there and make myself professional.
Very good. I guess, you're saying that you really got into the business, started it at 12 in terms of experience. And yeah, that's kind of like all of us, I guess. Our first experience getting into that type of business is when we're forced to do it because our parents tell us, get out there and cut the grass.
Right. Yeah. It's funny now because my dad cuts the grass at our house. So yeah. I'm not doing that, but no, he loves doing that stuff. No, it is good. I've been really blessed. My parents have always, my mom owns a business, an interior designing business, and they're real go-getters, and they've kind of just carried that to me as well. That I'm not going to sit around all day and play video games. Like, go out and do something. And I love doing that, and I've loved going out and earning stuff, and that feels great. So it feels good for accountability, and just to look back at the end of the day and see what you can grow, see what you can do. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think there's something that's good for your mental health too. When you're out there working with your hands in the dirt, you're kind of just in that zone. It's almost Zen-like, I guess. You're alone with your thoughts while you're doing the work. So that's one thing that I always enjoyed about, mowing my own lawn. Yeah. Then again, our bodies only have so many miles in us. So eventually we all learn to hand the reins over to a trusted professional. So that's when we call Xavier, and he comes to our rescue.
That's right. Yeah, it is awesome. I got two guys who help me now currently, and I'll tell you, some of the best times have been out on jobs, just talking about stuff, joking around, in a way. But we're still out there we mean business, and we're there to knock something out for somebody and make it look good. But it's always, you got to have some type of enjoyment while you're working. I truly love what I do, and that it shows with the work. If you love what you do, you're going to care about people's property and how you treat it and what it looks like at the end.
So since you officially started the business, just like all businesses, there's always a lot to learn, and you don't know what you don't know. So what's been the biggest thing you've learned, the biggest lesson you've learned since you started the business?
So I started this business officially as an LLC here October of 23. So this year will be our 2-year anniversary. But I would say surrounding yourself with good people. In business, unfortunately, there's in any field, there's different people who may act a certain way towards you and maybe try to get a upper hand on you or whatever. I haven't experienced too much of that, but I've also seen it firsthand. And so I think the biggest thing I've just been blessed with is surrounding myself with good people. I don't do this on my own. I am great friends with many other landscapers in the area. And my goal is not to, look at another landscaper in the area and be like, oh, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. I want to be friends with them and surround myself with them, because we all can build on each other. And I think that's what matters in terms of any type of business that you're running, is building on each other, talking to people, becoming friends with people. That's what I love. Love that.
Well, it sounds like you have a good head on your shoulders. I haven't met your parents, but I can probably tell what kind of people they are just by talking to you. Business can be cutthroat, but if you keep a humble heart, not just in business, but in life, and keep your eyes open, your ears open, there's always opportunity in front of you and people willing to help. You have to just sort of put blinders on in terms of all those obstacles. I know that's tough sometimes, but it's good that you have learned that at such a young age. It'll serve you well moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got an athletic background too, right?
Yeah,
you
big
were on
time.
the baseball team. I know that.
Yeah, I graduated from Ryle last year, and we were the second team in school history to win the regional championship of the 9th region. So that was pretty sweet. Tell you, some of the best memories with some of my best friends that will be there just forever. Man, what a great time. Went down to Lexington, played down there in the state championship or the state tournament. Made it to the Elite Eight, which is a huge accomplishment. Again, I don't think that had been done. We hadn't got that far in school history. So ultimately the best team in school history last year, and just so thankful I was a part of it. It was wouldn't trade it for anything. It was awesome.
Nice. Good for you. Yeah, I followed a lot of that on social media, and wasn't able to get out and see any games because, I'm busy doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But,
or it's cold, or it's 30 degrees, I get it.
Yeah. Was very proud of you guys as I watched what you were achieving there. So I talked about your parents earlier, about they must have done a great job raising you. They must be good people. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about family for a bit. How big is your family? Who do you call family?
So I'm the only child in my family. I got my mom, my dad, and we have a dog named Huck, short for Huckleberry. Okay. He's a Beagle Basset. So he likes to just sit around all day. He's big. He needs to start dieting, but no, it's awesome. Me, we're just a pretty low key family. I know a lot of families around the area who are a lot bigger, but pretty low key. And my parents, again, just I appreciate you mentioned there's great people. And my little bit of background. My dad is a professor at UC and he teaches digital media. So he does a lot of podcasting, radio, and different television kind of. He also works a little bit within the like business marketing kind of part of podcasting, whatever. So it's a lot of stuff that's relevant to me. So he's been a very good help on that end. My mom is an interior designer. She owns a business, Decor More, and she's very talented. You know, there's some people that just have an eye for things, like I would think I do in landscaping. She has an eye in interior designing. It's just incredible what some of the stuff she does. And yeah, she's owned her own business for quite a while. I want to say closer to 20 years now.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I have some extended family. Spent a lot of time with my grandpa, one of my biggest supporters. And he comes to every single one of my events, anything he's there. And my step grandma as well. My mom's mom just recently passed away, rest in peace. But I know she's in a great place, and we're thankful for everybody who supported us in the time this year. So, but yeah, that's a little bit. Not a huge family, but like to say we're chill and low key. So
yeah, you're surrounded by blessings, obviously.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I always say being aware of your blessings is the biggest blessing in and of itself.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Absolutely.
So in terms of, here, as we're recording this, it's the dead of winter. There's a ton of snow on the ground. You're not out there cutting grass because all the grass is covered up, and it's, but 15 degrees right now or something like that. So when you're not busy all summer long, do you get to go out and enjoy life, go on vacation? Do you and your family go out? What do you like to do for fun? What's vacation like for you?
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. I think there's many entrepreneurs and people who own businesses that I don't think they give themselves enough time off. And I think that could be really negative to your mental health and the success of your business. And so I've been, good to realize that you need rest, and you need to take time off, and you're not going to be able to go 100% 7 days a week, even though, you see a paycheck and you want to chase it. That's great. And a lot of people can do that for a while, but there's only so long that you can do that for until you seriously crash out. But in terms of fun, I love to fish. I stay outdoors. If I'm, when I'm outdoors, I stay out there. So I love to fish, enjoy going to different parks, just walking around, chilling. We have a little boat. Sometimes I'll go out and fish on that, go boating with a few of my friends. I do kickboxing and like some of that stuff. I recently got into that at Triple Crown Athletic here in Walton on 25. So I've been really thankful for a lot of people who've taught me some of that stuff. It's a fun way to stay in shape and learn self-defense, I guess. So
yeah.
But we definitely I definitely try to take at least one vacation a year, because throughout the whole year it's through a spring, and when it gets really busy, it's takes a toll on you. So it is very good to be able to go away and let loose. Last year, me and my friend went down to Destin, Florida, just chilling down there with some of his family. But I think this year, me and my dad might go take a fishing trip. He loves to fish as well. So we might go down somewhere south and try to catch some big bass, something like that. So
yeah, fishing's another activity that's good for your mental health.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very calming.
So back to the business part of the podcast. What is the least favorite part of your landscaping business, of the job, the actual job itself? What's your least favorite part of it?
I think it comes back to part of running the business. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. It's pretty easy to go out and do the work, and but to plan the work, I think, is some of the toughest part, is to try to fit some of these people into your schedule. And I think some people understanding that, I can't do it tomorrow or whatever. Although I do understand in some points where, you need it done. I get it. It's just, we're going to be honest with you and try to do as best we can with helping you out. But I think a lot of the scheduling is one of the tougher parts. I've been really good on organization throughout my business. I have a software that keeps all of my books and everything. So pretty much stay up to date with it throughout the week and go over it, look over it, so that when tax season comes, it's pretty easy. Just hand my CPA some stuff and it's pretty much done. So
Yeah, that's pretty common when you're out there doing your business. The stuff you're passionate about, that's the easy part. But it's very common for entrepreneurs to kind of struggle a little bit when it comes to the scheduling, the admin stuff, the marketing, the sales part of it. So if you can get good people around you to help out with that, then that's going to help you scale your business and get where you want to be someday, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I would say the balance too between enjoying yourself too. There's a lot of times where I'm like, man, I really do need to just sit down and relax today, but man, I want to go work, or man, I want to go do this, man, I want to go help this person out. But at the end of the day, you got to realize what's your look back and say, I do need to take a break. And if you can realize that, you're going to be a strong entrepreneur, strong person.
So I've seen some samples of your work, not just on your website, but I think I've seen photos. I've seen some things in person. One thing that I know that really interests you a lot in terms of your future, what you're really passionate about, would be hardscapes. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So when people hear hardscapes, I think first thing that they might think of would be just a retaining wall.
Sure.
Well, there's more to it than that, I'm sure. But where do you want to take hardscapes in terms of grand master plan with your vision moving forward? What's that look like?
Yeah. So, we're doing a lot of that already. This year, we're going to be bigger, more expanding into that. We don't do as much lawn care, which I'm fine with. It's my baby. I started with it, but I'm okay to move on. And I just love this hardscape stuff, a lot of stone work, because I'm able to take my details that I use in lawn care and landscaping and put those into a different sector of a business.
Mm-hmm.
And it all relates, man. You do really good. If you can rip some really nice edges on a landscape, then you're going to be able to rip some really nice inlays on a paver patio. So I just really love that part of it. Being on one job for possibly a week or a few days, it's a lot less stress, honestly. You're on one site, you can focus on that, and you know what needs to be done. Instead of lawn care, you're running all over town all day, multiple days a week, which that can be stressful. So I like that part of being on that site. But I love the detail stuff. That's what I'm all about, is details. And that's where I get an advantage over a lot of people, is the detail stuff. And helping people out. I'm not a type of person that if somebody's like, hey, could you come back and just tweak this up a little bit? I'm not going to charge you for that. Like, I'm somebody who's there to help. I'm not somebody who's just seeking a dollar. And I think that's very important. There's a lot of maybe business owners out there who are just simply seeking a dollar, but I think about the common person and really trying to help them out, and what that does to my overall image. But yeah, I really enjoy it. In the future, in short terms, the hardscape's going to be somewhere where we're going to excel, and I would love to take over the area with that. In terms of all of the design work, I love that. I'm getting into that. Yes, there's walls included with that, but a lot of the paver work been really interested in. And over the off season, all me and my guys do, is study, go to different courses for these hardscapes, and we are solely committed to knowing how to do these and getting better every single year. If you've been in it for 25 years, I think there's still room to get better. There's new innovation. And so we really take advantage of, since we're not busy right now, just going out and learning, hearing from people that do it best, and really listening.
Well, you're in a business too where you have a lot of before and after photos. you get to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
So when a project is done, you get to stand there and stare at it and think, dang, it was a
Yeah.
lot of hard work, but look what I
Yeah.
did. And you're working with people who are kind of counting on you to have that vision and go the extra mile. You're working on their castles,
Yeah.
So speaking of residents, I mean, I don't know this, but do you do any commercial work too?
Yep. We have, we've done some commercial stuff. I have one permanent commercial site that I do for maintenance and lawn care. But yeah, we do commercial work and we're licensed for that and insured and everything. So yeah, for sure. I don't get as many calls. I do like most of the residential side because that's more of the outdoor living space I'm looking to accomplish with my target there. But there's definitely some commercial walls and maybe some patio type stuff that could be done. So we do it for sure.
So people want to go to your website and connect with you and maybe see examples of work. What's the website? Where do they go?
Yep, AmericanSpiritLandscaping.com. So check that out. And we have a bot on there that in the bottom right corner you can click on and you can ask any question. You put your information in there and it'll send me a text immediately. So
Okay,
I have
very good.
all of your stuff. I have your address. I have everything beforehand. So if we end up doing work together, I don't have to ask you for that. I already have it. It goes right into my system and we're good to go. You can see all of our services on there and we have a gallery of our work. We have our social media. We take advantage of that. That's where we're really trying to work is our Instagram, some of the videos and just some cool stuff we can do just to elevate our business to the next level.
Okay, well, very good. I know that when I've reached out to you, you've been very responsive. And occasionally when you know that, let's say it's time for aeration, I'll get a text from you very politely, just asking, hey, man, it's that time of year. Do you need me? And I always appreciate that too, because we're not able to always stay on top of that ourselves. And we need somebody to just kind of help us keep our life in order. And sometimes that involves our lawn.
Yeah. Well, and I love that. That's one part I really try to excel into is the responsiveness too. There's, I think many people will understand that, we're busy and everything, but, their opinion or what they're wanting is important to me too, even if it's a brand new person. So I take the time to be able to try to respond to everybody, usually within the first 24 hours.
Well, Xavier, we've reached the end of our time together.
Yeah.
It's been fun talking to you today. So before we go, is there anything you want to say as a parting thought to listeners out there?
Well, again, I appreciate Mike for having me out. And now, if you're a business owner in the area and you want to get to know me, I'm all about it. I love networking. Shoot me a text, give me a call. We'll get lunch. That's what I've been doing this whole off season is having networking with different business owners around the area. And I love it. I can't get enough of that stuff. So reach out. And if you got any different service opportunities that we might be able to be a part of, hit me up. I would love to. We definitely are trying to excel in the service part of our business as well. So I would love to be a part of it. So thanks again, guys. And look forward to hearing from some of you guys.
Perfect. I'll make sure that all of your contact information is noted when we put this podcast up, which will be very soon. So, and I hope to see you again this summer.
For sure.
Out there working on my back patio.
Yeah, for sure.
It needs some attention. Yeah. So that being said, everybody, thanks for listening to the Good Neighbor podcast today. Till next time, everybody, be good to your neighbor. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Union. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpunion.com. That's gnpunion.com or call us at 859-651-8330.